So today we're going to be asking Joe a question, and he has no idea what the question is. What game would you love to play again for the first time?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'm gonna say Super Mario World because I'm just first experiences. The first time I saw that game, I was just blown away with how much better it looked than the original NES stuff. I obviously like back then there wasn't YouTube or like a lot of like media previewing games.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember seeing like the first level, like it was like a news thing about the Super Nintendo coming out, and I just saw like the beginning of the first level where like the big bullet comes out. But they don't really show a lot of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember renting a Super Nintendo.
I know what scene you're talking about. The big bullet comes down. I think he has to
Yeah,
duck
like
over
it's like
it.
right in the first level,
Yeah, it's like,
basically.
yeah.
But the background's kind of just blue. Like it's not that
Yeah.
impressive, just that one little part. But I remember getting it home. We lived with my grandparents at the time, so they had this spare room with like a nice TV. So I hooked it up there, plugged in Mario World, and I just couldn't believe like I just watched the intro part where it goes, and I was just blown away by the graphics. I was like, oh my god, like this is insane.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that experience of seeing like the next generation of stuff. And I hadn't really seen a lot of arcades at that time either, so those graphics just blew me away. And I know a lot of people when that game came out, they were kind of underwhelmed by how good it looked compared to the Nintendo stuff, but it blew me away.
Yeah.
Like when he jumps on Yoshi and just goes and the music and everything. So I think, and then just trying to get through the levels and everything, right? Like it was different. You could go multiple paths.
Yep.
They had all the switch palaces and stuff. So I think going from Mario 3 to that was just such a huge jump.
Okay.
So I think that'd be really cool to experience again for the first time.
Yeah. Interesting. Your answer surprised me because you're always about the RPGs. I thought you would have chosen.
It was close. I was
RPG.
thinking of FF4, like Final Fantasy 4.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It was just like that, like the first time playing Mario World. It was like my first time playing a Super Nintendo too, right? So it's like that whole experience.
So you would get those like warm fuzzies again, maybe, if you play it as an adult.
Yeah.
And you're just like, this is the greatest game.
Well, and I remember like we rented it because we couldn't afford to buy it right away.
Yeah,
but you
totally.
could rent it from VideoFlix. I think it was like $10 for a weekend, but that was like a regular game was like $2 or $3 to rent. So that was like
Adjusting for inflation, that's like $45.
That was like 3 weeks worth of rentals for one weekend. Yeah. It was worth it though.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, good answer. For my question that I knew the question already, I chose Super Metroid.
Okay, yeah.
And the reason I chose it, I'm on a bit of a Metroid kick.
And when did you play it for the first time?
So I played it as an adult for the first time.
Same here, actually.
I never played it as a kid. Absolutely loved it.
Okay.
And I understand why everyone thinks it's like, Buddha, Jesus, everyone together. It's like the greatest game ever made. I understand why people think that. Mm-hmm. And I've played it twice. I played it like once when I was maybe 30, and then I played it again when I was like 33, 34. I haven't played it in a very long time.
Well, yeah, that's like 30 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're in your 60s.
I'm 62. So I absolutely loved it. It was so good. And like I didn't like I do for any game I play, I don't look up a lot of gameplay.
Yeah.
I didn't know a lot of the game. I didn't really know what it was about. I didn't understand the powering up system. So each one I got was like brand new. And like when you think about Metroidvania games that have been made nowadays, there's so many of them. And it's always like, all right, when am I going to get this? When am I going to get this? But when I was playing it for the first time, it was just all brand new.
Well, there's so much footage of them too, right? Like there's previews. You can watch the review on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Like, but I steer clear of that stuff.
Yeah, you try to.
I mean, obviously, I watch trailers and whatnot for games, and I'm like, okay, once I know I want to watch a game, I don't watch anything else about it.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. I don't want to learn about it. Same thing with movies. Like, whenever I watch a movie, sure, I'll watch the trailer. I typically only watch the first 30 seconds.
Yeah. Well, that's like those Netflix trailers. They basically tell you the whole movie.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
what you
it's brutal. So I would choose Super Metroid. That's my game.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. So, great choice.
Yeah. Well, I don't think you're not gonna be able to talk for like 6 or 7 minutes for each one.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. Well, okay.
If I go really long, you can
we'll see, okay?